Mark Zuckerberg's public persona has undergone a significant shift over the years, transitioning from the archetype of a tech genius to a more relatable figure. In the early days of Facebook, Zuckerberg was often portrayed as a brilliant, somewhat aloof innovator, a young prodigy who revolutionized social media with a groundbreaking platform. This image was characterized by his intense focus on technology and innovation, often overshadowed by the controversies surrounding privacy and data security. However, in recent years, we have witnessed a deliberate effort on Zuckerberg's part to reshape this narrative, presenting himself as a more approachable and human figure. This transformation is particularly evident in his appearances on platforms like the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, where he has engaged in candid conversations that reveal a different side of his personality. The contrast between his previous image and his current portrayal is striking. In the past, Zuckerberg was often seen as a distant figure, more comfortable behind a screen than in front of an audience. His public speaking style was often perceived as robotic, lacking the warmth and relatability that many leaders exhibit. However, his recent appearances, especially on the Joe Rogan podcast, have allowed him to showcase a more personal side. During these discussions, he has shared insights into his life, his motivations, and even his vulnerabilities, making him appear more human and relatable to the average person. This shift is significant as it not only alters public perception of Zuckerberg, but it also reflects a broader trend in how tech leaders are engaging with their audiences. The role of the Joe Rogan podcast in this transformation cannot be overstated. Rogan's platform is known for its long-form, unfiltered conversations, which provide guests with the opportunity to express themselves authentically. Zuckerberg's decision to appear on the podcast marked a departure from traditional media interviews, where he often faced tough questions in a more controlled environment. On Rogan's show, he was able to discuss topics ranging from artificial intelligence to personal anecdotes, allowing viewers to see him in a new light. This format fosters a sense of intimacy and connection, enabling audiences to relate to him on a personal level. By participating in such a platform, Zuckerberg has effectively humanized himself, breaking down the barriers that once separated him from the public. Analyzing the motivations behind this change in public perception reveals several layers. First and foremost, there is a clear recognition of the need for transparency and trust in the tech industry. Following numerous controversies, including data breaches and the spread of misinformation, Zuckerberg has faced increasing scrutiny regarding Facebook's role in society. By adopting a more relatable persona, he aims to rebuild trust with users and stakeholders, demonstrating that he is not just a faceless tech mogul, but a person who genuinely cares about the impact of his platform. Additionally, this transformation can be seen as a strategic move to align himself with a broader cultural shift towards authenticity. In an era where consumers increasingly value transparency and relatability in their leaders, Zuckerberg's efforts to present himself as a more down-to-earth figure resonate with audiences seeking connection. This shift is not merely about personal branding. It reflects a deeper understanding of the changing landscape of public relations in the digital age. Furthermore, Zuckerberg's transformation may also be motivated by a desire to engage with younger audiences who are more skeptical of traditional authority figures. By positioning himself as relatable and approachable, he can connect with a demographic that is increasingly wary of corporate leaders and their intentions. This strategy not only helps to mitigate negative perceptions, but also fosters a sense of community among users who may feel alienated by the tech industry. In conclusion, Mark Zuckerberg's shift from a tech genius to a relatable figure represents a significant evolution in his public persona. The contrast between his previous image and current portrayal highlights the importance of authenticity in leadership, particularly in the tech sector. The role of the Joe Rogan podcast has been instrumental in facilitating this transformation, allowing Zuckerberg to engage with audiences in a more personal and relatable manner. Ultimately, this change in public perception is driven by a combination of motivations, including the need for transparency, this desire to connect with younger audiences, and the recognition of the evolving expectations of leadership in the digital age. As Zuckerberg continues to navigate this new landscape, his journey serves as a compelling case study in the complexities of public perception and the power of relatability in shaping a leader's image. The controversial beginnings of Facebook are deeply intertwined with the story of its co-founder, Mark Zuckerberg, and have significantly impacted his reputation over the years. The narrative begins at Harvard University, where Zuckerberg, a computer science student, developed a website called FaceMash in 2003. This platform allowed students to compare the attractiveness of their peers, which quickly garnered attention, but also led to disciplinary action from the university. However, it was the subsequent creation of Facebook in 2004 that would set the stage for a series of controversies that would follow Zuckerberg throughout his career. The origins of Facebook are notably marked by the involvement of the Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler, who, along with their business partner, Divya Narendra, had conceived a social networking site called Harvard Connection. They approached Zuckerberg to help them build the platform, believing he could bring their vision to life. However, Zuckerberg ultimately chose to pursue his own project, which would become Facebook. The Winklevoss twins later accused him of stealing their idea, leading to a highly publicized legal battle that would last for years. This conflict not only highlighted the competitive nature of the tech industry, but also raised ethical questions about intellectual property and the responsibilities of innovators. The Winklevoss twins' claims against Zuckerberg painted him as a figure willing to prioritize his ambitions over ethical considerations, a portrayal that has lingered in the public consciousness. The ethical implications of Zuckerberg's actions during Facebook's inception are complex and multifaceted. Critics argue that his decision to move forward with Facebook, while allegedly appropriating ideas from the Winklevoss twins, reflects a lack of integrity and respect for collaborative efforts. This narrative has contributed to a perception of Zuckerberg as a ruthless entrepreneur, willing to do whatever it takes to succeed in the cutthroat world of technology. Furthermore, the legal disputes that ensued, culminating in a settlement that reportedly awarded the Winklevoss twins millions of dollars, only served to reinforce this image. The portrayal of Zuckerberg in popular culture, particularly in the film The Social Network, further solidified the notion of him as a morally ambiguous figure. In the film, Zuckerberg is depicted as socially awkward yet brilliant, navigating the complexities of friendship and ambition while betraying those who trusted him. This cinematic representation has had a lasting impact on public perception, framing Zuckerberg as a character driven by ambition but lacking in ethical considerations. As Facebook grew into a global phenomenon, the controversies surrounding its origins continued to shape how people viewed Zuckerberg. The initial narrative of betrayal and ethical ambiguity has persisted, influencing discussions about his leadership style and the company's practices. Critics often point to these beginnings when discussing Facebook's subsequent challenges, including issues related to privacy, misinformation, and the platform's role in societal polarization. The connection between Facebook's controversial origins and current perceptions of Zuckerberg's character is evident in the ongoing scrutiny he faces as the CEO of one of the world's most powerful social media platforms. Many people still associate him with the cutthroat tactics that characterized the early days of Facebook, leading to skepticism about his intentions and the ethical implications of his decisions. This skepticism is compounded by the various scandals that have emerged over the years, including the Cambridge Analytica incident, which further tarnished Zuckerberg's reputation and raised questions about his commitment to user privacy and ethical governance. In light of these controversies, Zuckerberg's character is often viewed through a lens of distrust, with critics arguing that his past actions reflect a broader pattern of prioritizing growth and profit over ethical considerations. This perception has made it challenging for him to regain public trust, as many remain wary of his leadership and the implications of Facebook's influence on society. In conclusion, the controversial beginnings of Facebook, particularly the story of the Winklevoss twins and the ethical implications of Zuckerberg's actions, have had a profound impact on his reputation. The legal battles and the portrayal of Zuckerberg in popular culture have contributed to a lasting perception of him as a morally ambiguous figure, driven by ambition but lacking in ethical integrity. As Facebook continues to navigate the complexities of the digital age, these origins remain a crucial part of the narrative surrounding Zuckerberg's character, influencing how he is perceived by the public and shaping the ongoing discourse about the responsibilities of tech leaders in an increasingly interconnected world. The issues surrounding user data privacy have become a focal point of concern in the digital age, particularly regarding Facebook and its co-founder, Mark Zuckerberg. As one of the largest social media platforms in the world, Facebook has been at the center of numerous controversies related to data collection practices, raising significant questions about user privacy and the ethical responsibilities of tech companies. To understand the gravity of these issues, it is essential to outline the extent of Facebook's data collection practices. From its inception, Facebook has employed a business model that relies heavily on user data to drive advertising revenue. The platform collects a vast array of information from its users, including personal details such as names, email addresses, and phone numbers, as well as behavioral data like likes, shares, and interactions with content. This data is not only used to create targeted advertisements, but also to enhance user engagement and improve the overall user experience. However, the sheer volume of data collected has raised alarms about the potential for misuse and the lack of transparency surrounding how this information is handled. The implications of data breaches and privacy violations have been profound, leading to significant repercussions for both users and the platform itself. One of the most notable incidents was the Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2018, where it was revealed that the political consulting firm had accessed the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent. This breach not only highlighted the vulnerabilities in Facebook's data protection practices, but also sparked widespread outrage over the ethical implications of such data exploitation. The fallout from this incident was severe, resulting in a loss of user trust, a decline in Facebook's stock price, and increased scrutiny from regulators worldwide. The scandal also prompted discussions about the need for stricter data privacy regulations, as users began to question the safety of their personal information on social media platforms. In response to these growing concerns, Zuckerberg has faced numerous congressional hearings aimed at addressing the issues surrounding data privacy and the responsibilities of tech companies. However, his responses during these hearings have often been perceived as evasive, leading to further frustration among lawmakers and the public. During these sessions, Zuckerberg frequently employed a strategy of deflection, providing vague answers and sidestepping direct questions about Facebook's data practices and accountability. For instance, when pressed about the specifics of data collection and user consent, he often reiterated Facebook's commitment to user privacy without addressing the underlying concerns. This pattern of evasiveness has contributed to a perception of Zuckerberg as being out of touch with the gravity of the situation, further eroding public trust in his leadership. Critics argue that his responses lack the transparency and accountability necessary to address the serious implications of data privacy violations. Moreover, Zuckerberg's demeanor during these hearings has been scrutinized, with many observers noting that he often appeared unprepared or reluctant to engage with the complexities of the issues at hand. This has led to a growing sentiment that Zuckerberg and Facebook are more focused on protecting their corporate interests than genuinely addressing the concerns of users. The implications of this evasiveness extend beyond public perception. They also raise questions about the future of data, privacy regulations, and the responsibilities of tech companies. As lawmakers grapple with how to regulate the tech industry effectively, Zuckerberg's responses have underscored the need for clearer guidelines and accountability measures to protect user data. The ongoing debates surrounding data privacy have prompted calls for comprehensive legislation that would impose stricter requirements on how companies collect, store, and utilize user information. In conclusion, the issues surrounding user data privacy and Zuckerberg's responses to these challenges are complex and multifaceted. Facebook's extensive data collection practices have raised significant concerns about user privacy and the ethical responsibilities of tech companies. The implications of data breaches, particularly the Cambridge Analytica scandal, have highlighted the vulnerabilities in Facebook's data protection practices and the need for greater transparency. However, Zuckerberg's evasive responses during congressional hearings have further complicated the narrative, leading to frustration among lawmakers and the public. As the conversation around data privacy continues to evolve, it is clear that the challenges facing Facebook and Zuckerberg are not just about individual incidents, but reflect broader societal concerns about the intersection of technology, privacy, and accountability in the digital age. The path forward will require a concerted effort from tech leaders, regulators, and users alike to ensure that data privacy is prioritized and that the ethical implications of data collection are addressed comprehensively. As the ethical responsibilities of social media platforms come under scrutiny, it is crucial for companies like Facebook to prioritize transparency, accountability, and the promotion of healthy engagement. By addressing these challenges, social media platforms can play a constructive role in shaping a more informed and cohesive society, fostering an environment where diverse perspectives are valued and meaningful discourse can thrive. Mark Zuckerberg's handling of political misinformation and censorship on Facebook has been a contentious issue, particularly during the 2016 and 2018 elections. These pivotal moments in American politics not only tested the platform's policies, but also exposed the complexities of moderating content in a digital age where information spreads rapidly and often unchecked. During the 2016 election, Facebook faced significant backlash for its role in the dissemination of misinformation. The platform was criticized for allowing false narratives to proliferate, including conspiracy theories and misleading advertisements that influenced public opinion. The Cambridge Analytica scandal further exacerbated these concerns, revealing how user data was exploited for targeted political advertising. Critics argued that Facebook had become a breeding ground for misinformation, undermining the integrity of the electoral process. In response to the growing outcry, Zuckerberg and Facebook were thrust into the spotlight, facing intense scrutiny from lawmakers, media, and the public. The backlash intensified during the 2020 election, as misinformation surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic and the election itself reached unprecedented levels. Facebook was criticized for its perceived inaction in combating false claims about mail-in voting, election fraud, and vaccine misinformation. The platform implemented various measures to address these issues, including labeling posts that contained false information and directing users to credible sources. However, many felt that these efforts were insufficient, leading to further criticism of Zuckerberg's leadership and the effectiveness of Facebook's content moderation policies. In light of these challenges, Zuckerberg's stance on content moderation has evolved over time. Initially, he adopted a more hands-off approach, emphasizing the importance of free speech and the belief that users should be able to express their opinions without excessive interference. This philosophy was rooted in the idea that Facebook should serve as a platform for open dialogue and debate. However, as the consequences of misinformation became increasingly apparent, Zuckerberg began to shift his position. He acknowledged the need for more robust content moderation and the responsibility that comes with operating a platform of Facebook's scale. This shift was evident in the introduction of new policies aimed at combating misinformation, including partnerships with fact-checking organizations and the implementation of stricter advertising guidelines. Despite these changes, Zuckerberg's decisions have not been without controversy. Critics argue that his approach to content moderation remains inconsistent, often reacting to public pressure rather than proactively addressing the underlying issues. For instance, while Facebook has taken steps to label misleading content, many users still encounter false information in their feeds, raising questions about the effectiveness of these measures. Additionally, Zuckerberg's reluctance to ban certain political figures or remove controversial content has led to accusations of hypocrisy, as the platform grapples with balancing free speech and to the need to protect users from harmful misinformation. The implications of Zuckerberg's decisions on public trust are significant. As Facebook continues to navigate the complexities of political misinformation and censorship, the platform's credibility is at stake. Users are increasingly concerned about the integrity of the information they encounter, and the perception that Facebook is not doing enough to combat misinformation can erode trust in the platform. This erosion of trust is particularly concerning in a time when social media plays a crucial role in shaping public discourse and influencing political opinions. Furthermore, the backlash against Facebook's handling of misinformation has prompted calls for greater regulation of social media platforms. Lawmakers and advocacy groups are pushing for more stringent guidelines to hold tech companies accountable for the content shared on their platforms. This growing demand for regulation reflects a broader societal concern about the role of social media in democracy and the need for transparency in how information is moderated. In conclusion, Zuckerberg's handling of political misinformation and censorship on Facebook has been a complex and evolving challenge. While Zuckerberg's shifting stance on content moderation reflects an acknowledgement of the platform's responsibilities, critics argue that his approach remains inconsistent and reactive. The implications of these decisions on public trust are profound as users grapple with concerns about the integrity of information on the platform. As Facebook continues to navigate these challenges, the need for effective content moderation and transparency remains paramount in restoring public confidence and ensuring that the platform serves as a reliable source of information in an increasingly polarized digital landscape. Mark Zuckerberg's vision for the metaverse represents a bold and ambitious reimagining of social interaction and digital engagement, culminating in the rebranding of Facebook to Meta in late 2021. This strategic shift was not merely a change in name, it signified Zuckerberg's commitment to building a comprehensive virtual environment where users can interact, work, and play in immersive digital spaces. The metaverse is envisioned as a collective, virtual shared space, created by the convergence of virtually enhanced physical reality and physically persistent virtual reality. Zuckerberg believes that this new frontier will revolutionize how people connect, offering a more immersive and engaging experience than traditional social media platforms. The rebranding to Meta reflects a broader ambition to lead in the development of this metaverse, positioning the company at the forefront of what Zuckerberg describes as the next evolution of the internet. However, the metaverse initiative is not without its challenges. One of the primary obstacles to us is the technological infrastructure required to support such an expansive virtual environment. Building a fully realized metaverse necessitates advancements in virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, technologies, including hardware that is accessible and affordable for the average consumer. Currently, VR headsets can be prohibitively expensive, limiting widespread adoption. Additionally, the development of software that can seamlessly integrate various virtual experiences poses significant technical hurdles. Ensuring that users can interact across different platforms and environments will require collaboration among tech companies and developers, which can be difficult to achieve in a competitive landscape. Furthermore, there are substantial concerns regarding privacy and data security in the metaverse. As users engage in more immersive experience, the amount of personal data collected will likely increase exponentially. This raises questions about how that data will be used, stored, and protected. Given Facebook's history with data privacy issues, skepticism surrounding Meta's ability to safeguard user information is prevalent. Critics worry that the metaverse could exacerbate existing concerns about surveillance and data exploitation, potentially leading to a more invasive digital experience. The societal implications of a virtual reality future are profound and multifaceted. On one hand, the metaverse has the potential to enhance social connections, allowing individuals to interact in ways that transcend geographical boundaries. Virtual gatherings, events, and experiences could foster a sense of community among users who may feel isolated in the physical world. For instance, people could attend concerts, participate in educational workshops, or engage in collaborative projects in a shared virtual space, creating opportunities for connection and creativity that were previously unimaginable. However, the shift toward a virtual reality-centric society also raises significant concerns about the nature of human interaction. As people increasingly engage in digital environments, there is a risk that face-to-face communication may diminish, leading to a decline in social skills and emotional intelligence. The potential for addiction to virtual experiences is another pressing issue, as individuals may find themselves preferring the escapism of the metaverse over the complexities of real-life interactions. This could exacerbate feelings of loneliness and alienation, particularly among younger generations who are already grappling with mental health challenges. Additionally, the metaverse could deepen existing societal inequalities. Access to the necessary technology and high-speed internet will be crucial for participation in this new digital landscape. Those without access to these resources may find themselves further marginalized, unable to engage in the opportunities that the metaverse presents. This digital divide raises important questions about equity and inclusion in a future where virtual experiences become increasingly central to social and economic life. In conclusion, Zuckerberg's vision for the metaverse and the rebranding of Facebook to Meta represent a significant shift in the landscape of digital interaction. While the potential for enhanced social connections and immersive experiences is exciting, the challenges associated with technology, privacy, and societal implications cannot be overlooked. As Meta navigates the complexities of building the metaverse, it will be essential to address these challenges proactively to ensure that this new digital frontier is inclusive, equitable, and respectful of user privacy. The future of the metaverse will ultimately depend on how these issues are managed, shaping not only the trajectory of Meta as a company, but also the broader impact of virtual reality on society as a whole. As we move toward this new reality, it's crucial to engage in thoughtful discussions about the implications of a virtual future and to consider how we can harness the potential of the metaverse while mitigating its risks. Mark Zuckerberg's personal interest and lifestyle choices have increasingly come into focus, shaping his public image in ways that reflect both his personal growth and the evolving narrative surrounding him as a tech leader. In recent years, Zuckerberg has embraced a variety of hobbies and interests that contrast sharply with the image of the socially awkward programmer that initially defined him. One notable aspect of this transformation is his commitment to physical fitness. Zuckerberg has publicly shared his journey toward better health, including a significant physical transformation that has seen him adopt a more active lifestyle. He has taken up activities such as running, hiking, and even participating in challenges like completing a certain number of miles each year. This newfound dedication to fitness not only reflects a personal commitment to health, but also serves as a strategic move to reshape his public persona. By showcasing his physical transformation, Zuckerberg aims to present himself as a more relatable and approachable figure, moving away from the stereotype of the reclusive tech mogul. This shift in focus has had a tangible impact on public perception. As Zuckerberg shares glimpses of his personal life, including family moments and fitness achievements, he cultivates a more humanized image that resonates with many individuals. This transformation allows the public to see him as more than just the CEO of a massive tech company. It presents him as a person with interests, challenges, and aspirations. The portrayal of Zuckerberg as a dedicated family man and fitness enthusiast helps to soften the edges of his corporate persona, making him more relatable to everyday users. However, this change in public image is not without its complexities. While many appreciate the effort to present a more approachable side, others remain skeptical, questioning the authenticity of these lifestyle choices. Critics argue that Zuckerberg's transformation may be a calculated attempt to divert attention from the controversies surrounding Facebook, including issues related to data privacy and misinformation. This skepticism raises important questions about the motivations behind his lifestyle choices. One potential motivation could be a desire to rebuild trust with the public. Following years of scrutiny and criticism, particularly in the wake of scandals like Cambridge Analytica, Zuckerberg may recognize the need to connect with users on a more personal level. By sharing his interest and showcasing a more relatable side, he can work to counteract negative perceptions and foster a sense of connection with the platform's users. Additionally, Zuckerberg's lifestyle choices may reflect a broader cultural shift within the tech industry, where leaders are increasingly expected to embody values of wellness, mindfulness, and work-life balance. As the conversation around mental health and well-being gains traction, Zuckerberg's commitment to fitness and personal growth aligns with these emerging trends. This alignment may not only enhance his public image, but also position him as a forward-thinking leader who prioritizes holistic well-being in both his personal and professional life. Furthermore, Zuckerberg's interest in technology and innovation continue to shape his public persona. His passion for exploring new technologies, such as virtual reality and artificial intelligence, reinforces his image as a visionary leader. By actively engaging with these emerging fields, he demonstrates a commitment to pushing the boundaries of what is possible, further solidifying his status as a key figure in the tech landscape. In conclusion, Zuckerberg's personal interests and lifestyle choices have played a significant role in shaping his public image. His newfound hobbies, particularly his commitment to fitness, reflect a desire to present a more relatable and approachable persona, moving away from the stereotype of the socially awkward tech mogul. While these changes have positively impacted public perception, they also raise questions about authenticity and motivation. Whether driven by a genuine desire to connect with users or a strategic effort to rebuild trust, Zuckerberg's transformation highlights the complexities of navigating public image in the digital age. As he continues to evolve, both personally and professionally, the interplay between his interest and public perception will remain a critical aspect of his narrative as a leader in the tech industry. Ultimately, Zuckerberg's journey serves as a reminder of the importance of authenticity and connection in an era where public figures are increasingly scrutinized and held accountable for their actions and choices. In this video, we explored the multifaceted persona of Mark Zuckerberg, delving into his evolution from a tech genius to a more relatable figure and the implications of his actions on both Facebook and society at large. One of the key points discussed was the significant transformation in Zuckerberg's public image, particularly in light of the controversies surrounding Facebook. Initially perceived as a socially awkward programmer, Zuckerberg has made concerted efforts to present himself as a more approachable and humanized leader. This shift is evident in his newfound hobbies, such as fitness and family engagement, which serve to on his corporate persona and foster a connection with users. We also examined the challenges Zuckerberg faces as he navigates the complexities of leading a platform that has become synonymous with issues of data privacy, misinformation, and societal polarization. Zuckerberg's responses to these challenges, including his evolving stance on content moderation, reflect a recognition of the need for greater accountability and transparency. However, his evasive answers during congressional hearings have raised questions about his commitment to addressing these pressing issues. Understanding the influence of social media, particularly through the lens of Zuckerberg's actions, is crucial in today's digital landscape. Social media platforms like Facebook shape public discourse, impact political narratives, and influence individual behavior in profound ways. As users, it is essential to reflect on our own social media usage and consider how it affects our perceptions, interactions, and overall well-being. Are we engaging with diverse viewpoints, or are we falling into echo chambers that reinforce our existing beliefs? This self-reflection is vital in fostering a healthier relationship with social media and ensuring that we remain informed and engaged citizens. As we conclude this exploration of Zuckerberg's persona and actions, we invite you to engage further with our content. If you found this video insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more discussions on the intersection of technology, society, and personal growth. Your support helps us continue to create valuable content that encourages critical thinking and meaningful conversations. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends and family who might also benefit from understanding the complexities of social media influence. Together, we can foster a more informed community that navigates the digital landscape with awareness and intention. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.